Now at 9. After the recent snowstorm, the cold shows no signs of stopping. Find out where you can go to keep warm.
Next, one organization is causing a buzz within the community, how they are empowering people one cut at a time.
Plus, a new Minnetrista exhibit is letting people explore a piece of history, what it took to get the exhibit here.
I've got the details on the freezing cold temperatures. NewsLink Indiana starts now.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Tatum Harris.
And I'm Lauren Burris.
As freezing temperatures sweep across Delaware County, several locations across Muncie are offering a warm place to stay. NewsLink Indiana's Peyton Mucker went into the snow to find out more.
Another year brings another round of cold temperatures. Muncie has been going through an extreme cold warning with wind chills as low as 25 degrees below zero. When temperatures do get this low, extended exposure outside can be incredibly dangerous. That is why warming centers across Muncie are opening their doors to provide a safe place to stay.
So when the weather is under, zero, or there's certain numbers, so 32 degrees or under, people can just walk in off the streets and come and say, I need to be warm. They can make phone calls and say, hey, I am cold. I don't have a place to be.
The YWCA isn't the only location offering these spaces. The Muncie, Indiana Transit System released on Facebook a list of several locations across Muncie that are supplying a warm place to stay. These locations span across Muncie with varying hours.
The services are well needed. They're being well utilized, and safety has not been an issue at this moment. People are just cold and want to be warm, right? And so glad that there are places in community that recognize that, are willing to partner.
When you are outside, it is important to take the steps to ensure you are staying safe and protected. First, wear plenty of layers. The more layers you have on, the less likely you are to lose any of your body heat. Then, make sure your ears, your hands, and your feet are all protected. These are the parts of your body that are most prone to things like hypothermia and frostbite. Then, try to stay dry. If your clothes get wet, then they will get very cold. Lastly, just stay inside if you are able to. Even though the snow has stopped, the cold is still lingering out here, so it's best to just stay indoors for now. In Muncie, Peyton Mucker, NewsLink Indiana.
If you have any medical concerns resulting from the cold, please consider reaching out to a trusted health official.
Last Saturday, NewsLink Indiana's Allison Brenecki took a trip to learn more about an up-and-coming organization.
For many people, a haircut may seem like routine, but for others, it can feel like a luxury that they can't afford. I'm here at the Ross Community Center with an organization who's trying to make that change. Inside this small gym, volunteer stylists cut the hair of many. CareCuts is a nonprofit organization in Muncie that's mission is to restore dignity to Indiana residents through free haircuts. I spoke with its founder, Michael Carroll, who explained how it all started.
I thought to myself, what can I do in order to help this situation, in order to serve the population that is potentially going unserved. And what I found is that a lot of people who need haircuts are not getting that service.
The organization started in April of last year, with their 501 not getting approved until August.
Now, fast forward to today, we have been doing this actively for about 3 to 4 months, so very new to the scene.
CareCuts also has a partnership with another nonprofit called Hygiene Ladies, started by a Ball State professor and graduate student.
There is no place in town that consistently has hygiene supply. A lot of it comes from shelters or like the Boys and Girls Club, or you have the Indie Hygiene Hub, but for the Muncie population, it's not really accessible.
Campbell, as well as founder Kimberly Hennessy, collect hygiene products and pass them out at the common market to those who need them. CareCut services are free and available for anyone. In Muncie, Allison Brannicky, NewsLink Indiana.
For more information, visit carecutsindiana.org.
It's been 71 years since the death of Emmett Till, and Minnetrista has opened a new exhibit honoring his life and legacy. NewsLink Indiana's Aidan Murray took a walk through history.
When I started here just about 2 years ago, this was already on our radar to host this exhibition, and it was a matter of making sure that it fits into our calendar and making sure that it fits into the traveling exhibition calendar for the exhibition as well. So this, for us, has been at least 3 years in the making, and we finally get to host it here.
Minnesota recently opened its new exhibit, Emmett Till and Mamie Till Mobley, Let the World See, with a special member preview. Till, a 14-year-old from Chicago, was killed in August of 1955 after being accused of offending a white woman. Attendees gathered in the event hall where they were addressed by Dr. John Anderson, who was brought in as the night's keynote speaker.
Individuals who come and visit the exhibit will have a lot of great things to think about that would contribute to the edification of their humanity, critical thinking and reflection, and that's what the arts and culture are supposed to do.
One of the exhibit's main focuses is the aftermath of Emmett Till's death, how a movement was started, and even ways that people can continue to be involved today. And Sina also hopes that people can walk away from the exhibit feeling hopeful that anyone can make a difference.
While it can be easy to see an exhibition like this and feel very downtrodden, feel very heavy, the point of the exhibition is to inspire hope.
The exhibit itself is a part of a large traveling system brought by the Children's Museum of Indianapolis, which is also why the content of the exhibit is catered more toward age groups 10 and up. In Muncie, Aidan Murray, NewsLink Indiana.
The Emmett Till and Mamie Till Mobley exhibit will be open from now until April 12th.
The Department of Homeland Security says ICE agents will go to Italy for the Olympics. A DHS spokesperson says they'll be in a security role. They won't enforce U.S. immigration laws since they'll be in a foreign country. Current and former Italian lawmakers are urging the Prime Minister to bar the agents. They point to the recent deadly ICE shootings of 2 U.S. citizens in Minneapolis. DHS argues the agents were acting in self-defense in both cases, though critics disagree.
President Donald Trump delivered a speech in Iowa tonight.
Something happens, there's a screw turns with the voters. So even if it's a Democrat or Republican, whoever wins the presidency has a hard time with the midterm. If we lose the midterms, you'll lose so many of the things that we're talking about, so many of the assets that we're talking about, so many of the tax cuts that we're talking about.
Along with his hopes for the midterms, President Trump discussed economic issues, including plans to make, quote, make America affordable again, end quote.
It has been historically cold the past couple days in Muncie, and it has no signs of stopping.
We are sending it out to the bell tower where NewsLink Indiana's Elizabeth Myers has more on the frosty conditions in Muncie.
Yes, thank you, Lauren and Tatum. I mean, seriously, these temperatures out here are no joke. It's feeling like -4 wind chill right now. It is super cold out here. We're actually in the extreme cold warning right now until tomorrow at noon. Definitely going to want to bundle up. I have my scarf, glove, and extra layers on, and you're going to want to do that as well. Frostbite can just happen under 30 minutes, so it's important that you're taking precaution and extra layers and warming up as you're heading out that door tomorrow and the next coming of days. It's very important you're doing that. And that winter storm that swept through the Midwest this weekend not only brought us these cold temperatures, but it also brought us some hazardous travel conditions. We're in that special weather statement for those slippery roads. Black ice, we don't want to rule that out whatsoever as you're heading out even tonight or tomorrow morning or even the next coming days. We're going to want to make sure and watch out for that black ice. Those roads, even though they're plowed, they are still going to be slippery. So it's definitely going to want to be cautious of that. Now, even though the cold temperatures are still cold right now, they're not going to get much warmer. So we're definitely going to want to be careful with that. It's very essential that we are warming up and taking caution of everything and being careful. Most of Indiana has had many reported accidents, so it's very important that you are being weather aware and staying travel safe. Make sure you're bundling up and staying warm as you're commuting to work for the next couple of days. And we're in that essential travel only. So if you can, stay home if you can. If not, please be careful and stay warm out there. Now, back to you, Lauren and Tatum.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Coming up, how one Muncie robotics team is teaching students engineering skills.
And NASA is preparing for the mission to the moon. Stay with us.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing to keep us focused.
A habit we never skip, to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mental health. Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Welcome back. A local team is proving that the learning goes beyond the classroom. NewsLink Indiana's Amelia Winter went to the operation to see how this organization is preparing students for the future.
I tell them all they're my kids. We like watching them come in and they don't know anything that they're doing. They don't even know what a screwdriver is at times. And by the time they're leaving, they're applying for engineering school.
Team 1720 Physics Gears is a part of First Robotics Organization, a nonprofit for inspiration and recognition of science and technology, aiming to inspire the younger generation by bringing school and community teams in Delaware County together to build a competition robot from scratch in 8 weeks. But President Sean Vaness says they're not just building a robot.
We have a full woodworking team that we have to build practice field elements for our competition. Robots to practice on in the drive team. We do pneumatics, welding, all of the programming.
Each student on the team gets the chance to learn a new field in engineering, science, and technology. For this team, it's more than just competitions. Students tell me this program isn't only about building robots, it's about developing skills they'll carry with them far beyond the technical side.
We're in the pits and we're getting our robot judged because there's a competition side and then there's a how well does your robot do when it's not with a bad teammate or whatever. So when that's happening, the students are the ones directly talking to the judges. The mentors are not involved with that. That's a really, really good thing that FIRST does. I really appreciate that.
The team is currently preparing for its next competition in March, all while opening up new doors for future leaders of STEM. In Muncie, Amelia Winter, NewsLink, Indiana.
First Robotics' mission is to cultivate excitement, understanding, and skill in the careers of STEM. To get involved in the program, visit their website at physicsgears.org.
NASA says it's on track for a critical test tied to its historic moon mission. It says the Space Launch System rocket will go through a, quote, wet test, end quote, as soon as Saturday. That means it will contain fuel during a practice run. NASA says if the test goes well, the mission to send astronauts around the moon may happen in the next few months. If not, NASA says the rocket can receive maintenance.
Currently tracking wind chills after the break.
After his wife passed, my neighbor Larry started drinking a lot. He was in distress and acting out. He had guns around, and I didn't want anything bad to happen. I pressed pause. Our local authorities filed a firearm restraining order to temporarily remove the guns. It gave Larry the time he needed to get help. It wasn't easy, but we got through it together. Learn more at illinois.gov/pause to heal.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hello, welcome back. Taking a quick look at Cooper Science right now. Mainly clear skies outside, and even though we have mainly clear skies, temps are still going to stay pretty chilly. Right now we have 7 degrees outside Cooper Science, with winds still a little breezy at 6 degrees out of the west. And all around, those temperatures are still going to stay pretty chilly. We have 5 degrees in Kokomo, 8 degrees in Indianapolis, and 7 degrees in Muncie. And getting a little closer at Delaware County, still staying around that same range, 7 degrees in Muncie, with a few colder spots here, 4 degrees in Marion and 5 degrees in Hartford. And a lot of those cold temperatures were from that snowstorm that we saw over the weekend. Here are those snow accumulation totals. A little lighter in the north, 7.4 degrees, a little to the mid-range here in Muncie, 9.2 inches, and 11.7 inches to the south. And a lot of what's going to still stay and linger with us are those wind chills. Those wind chills are going to stay very cold. We have negative 9 degrees in Muncie, negative 11 degrees in Portland, with some other kind of lower temps, or higher temps actually, and negative 8 in Anderson. And those aren't going to change that much throughout, as you see, getting a little bit to above 0 on Thursday morning at 11 a.m., but not a lot changing, and that's actually because of this big mass right here, which is actually called a polar vortex, which is spinning counterclockwise to the northeast part of the U.S., and that is due to weather effects that we see. And sometimes we get some of these blobs that actually will come down from the polar vortex. As you see this one right here, it was a lot what we saw over the weekend, bringing a lot of that snow and cold wind after that. And as you see, back looking at our next 12 hours, temperatures aren't going to range too much after overnight, getting a little colder into tomorrow morning, and actually looking towards tonight, negative 4 degrees, still with 10s, being a little breezy out of the west-northwest, with a little bit of cloud coverage, not much though. And still coming back into tomorrow, it's going to be very cold, negative 2 at 8 a.m., 5 degrees at 12 p.m., and 11 degrees at 5 p.m. And going further towards into the rest of the week, we see 13 degrees on Wednesday, 14 degrees on Thursday, 11 degrees on Friday, and then as we still see, those temperatures slowly start to rise going into the next week.
There's lots more to get to on NewsLink Indiana. Aiden McNally has a preview of sports.
Thanks, Tatum and Lauren. A preview of the big game and a look into downtown Muncie's newest sports club. All this and more next in sports.
Everyone has a ritual. That small thing we do to keep us focused.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game?
To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health.
Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind
and mental health. Find the resources you need to keep your mental health a priority. Love your mind.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We can't play about our future or our finances. Make moves, set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up, stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things. This is pre-tirement.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way. My kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Aiden McNally with sports. NFL Conference Championships were over the past weekend, and 2 teams are heading to the Super Bowl. The AFC champion New England Patriots will travel to Santa Clara to take on the NFC champion Seattle Seahawks for Super Bowl 60. The Pats overcame the Denver Broncos in the Rocky Mountain snow in a low-scoring affair. Meanwhile, the Seahawks edged the LA Rams in a Pacific Northwest thriller. This matchup marks a rematch of Super Bowl 49, which ended on a last-second goal line interception for a New England victory. From the field to the piste, Muncie has a new club downtown. It's not a bar or music venue, and weapons are allowed. NewsLink Indiana's Jackson White has more.
This is the Muncie Fencing Club. It opened about a year ago, and many say it's the perfect way to get exercise while also getting top-notch coaching.
One of the great things about fencing is it's exercise that works the whole body without you really thinking about it as exercise. It's a fun game where you're also building your strength, your coordination, your balance, your agility, all these things together.
You don't have to know anything about the sport to join. New student Judy Lee says it's a great way to get out of your comfort zone.
I would say step outside of your comfort zone. I think it's important to try new things, and when you have a little bit of fear and you overcome that, it builds confidence and feels really good.
The club brings different people together from different backgrounds and different places with one shared goal, and that's fencing.
The fencing club is a place where people who love swords, basically, people who love a community around swords get together and take classes and practice and spar, and also it usually leads to some socialization. And who this is for? Well, at this club, we aim to be open to everyone. We're not here together because we work at the same place. We're not all from the same place. We don't all go to the same church or anything like that. We're here because of just a shared common interest.
Practices run on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and they've got open sparring sessions on Thursdays. It's all happening in downtown Muncie, so if you're curious about picking up a new hobby, it's definitely worth stopping by to check it out. In Muncie, Jackson White, NewsLink, Indiana.
Switching to the high life, professional climber Alex Honnold scaled a 1,600-foot building with no ropes. The American free climber took on Taipei 101, a building that stands at 1,667 feet tall. The event was streamed live by Netflix, who noted that there was a delay in the event if anything bad happened. Taipei 101 was previously climbed only once, with that ascent taking 4 hours and employed by ropes and restraints. Honnold's climb took only an hour and 31 minutes, with the American summing up the experience with one word: sick. Now, I think it's pretty impressive he climbed that building, considering I could barely even climb out of bed with it this morning with all the snow on the ground.
Right, I mean, he makes climbing out of bed seem super easy, so yeah.
I know. I was really lucky today because most of my classes were online, so I got to stay in my bed, nice and warm, didn't have to climb any stairs or anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So what are you guys thinking about the Super Bowl coming up?
Honestly, I don't have any opinions. As long as I get a plate of buffalo chicken dip, I'm all good.
There you go. Well, I'm watching for the game, so it'd be cool to see Sam Darnold get a ring considering, what he's been through throughout his career, but buffalo chicken dip does sound pretty good too.
Yeah, Lauren, that's my favorite.
In the halftime show, and then I'm sad, you know?
Yes.
Well, all right, thank you so much, Aiden. Yep. Coming up, McDonald's is reviving a classic genre of Happy Meal toys.
And we have one more look at your weather. Stay with us.
My son, Ricky, took his life by the use of a firearm. It broke me in ways that I never knew that I could be broken. And I contemplated suicide. I still own my firearm. I keep it in a safe because I want to keep my grandson and myself safe. Store your gun securely, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo.
Mom was always organized, but she started forgetting to pay her bills on time.
And she'd buy the same gifts over and over.
Telling the girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was really hard.
At first we had our cries, but then we were like, okay, let's make a plan.
Early detection gave us time to adapt together.
It's so important for you to think about what you can do and making the most of what you have.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. After a lot of social media requests for its return, McDonald's is going vintage and bringing back the popular Changeables Happy Meal from the 80s. Starting today, customers can get the Happy Meal that includes toys that are a lot like Transformers. The toys look like the menu items but can be turned into other figures like dinosaurs or robots. The Changeables Happy Meal was first introduced in 1987. This time around, there will be 16 updated versions of Changeables to choose from. McDonald's says this is a limited run. Okay, I don't know about you guys. That sounds pretty exciting, but my favorite menu item is still the McFlurries.
Oh, 100%.
What do you think? What are you ordering from McDonald's? If you had McDonald's right now, what are you getting?
Probably right now, I'd still probably get a McFlurry.
A McFlurry?
I don't care if it's
Not
cold
too
out.
cold?
Yeah, no,
Yeah, what
still
about you?
definitely.
I'm definitely just going to stick to the cheeseburger, but also the McFlurry is pretty good.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Well, not right now with the cold, but
I know, right?
I'm still on board for the little ice cream. I don't care how cold it is. Yeah.
I know. I get just a nice little Oreo McFlurry. It's a good way to end the night.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's hear more about that weather.
Sounds good. Actually, for the next 7 days, we're actually looking at still primarily cold temperatures, 13 degrees on Wednesday, 14 degrees on Thursday. Still a little bit of cloud coverage with a little bit of sun peeking through, and then warming up towards the next week going forward at 18 degrees on Monday and 22 degrees on Tuesday.
All right. Well, sounds like it's looking up for us.
Absolutely.
You know, maybe we can shed some layers.
I don't know how. Maybe just a little bit. Don't know how much, but.
Yeah. Still keep those gloves in hands.
Absolutely.
On our hands.
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
Awesome. Not happy that I have to be in the cold, but you know.
Yeah, we do what we can to stay warm. Grab your scarves, grab your boots. Yeah. Do you think that ice is going to be melting on the campus?
Oh no, we're still going to see below freezing temperatures in the following weeks. So it'll be a bit before we get out of this cold spot that we're in.
Yeah, so we'll have to be careful walking around.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you so much again.
Absolutely.
That's all of tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on NewsLink Indiana Facebook page, YouTube channel, and WCRD 91.3.
And for news anytime, anywhere, just go to cardinalmediabsu.com. Have a great night and stay safe.